Hey folks, this is Vincent Adelie with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and once again we're going to check out Medieval Dynasty. This is the Oxbow co-op map, and we're here just to sort of show you around our village and to give our impressions after having played for, I gotta say, what, at least 20 hours at this point on this current playthrough?
At least.
At least. So I guess we'll start with where we're at on the map. If I hit M for map, you start the game in Piastovia. I just went north along the road here and set up camp. Everything's nice and flat. There is clay to the west. It's very short hop. It's over here to the west here. So there's easy access to clay. There's also reed that you can collect from the water here, which gives you straw. So like all the resources that you could possibly want are all right here. And there is a mine to the southeast, to the east of Piastova, and this is where you can set up your mine and the like. So like everything is nice and close, which is great. If I hit the filter for wild animals, the only thing that isn't relatively close by are beavers, and there may be something else that I'm forgetting. There's a bear down here, but I don't get too many bear quests. But there are deer and rabbits, and there's even Wisent up north. So if you need early food and you know how to hunt very well, you can just go up north and just hunt those every season, and there's like 3 or 4 there. You just gotta kite them if you know how to do it. It's fairly easy to do. But anyway, that's where we are currently holding up. And at the moment, our village is, oh gosh, if we look on the right, population is 60. Our dynasty reputation is 37,961. Taxes are about 3,500 every year, but I can usually bring in about 15,000 every season selling various things. We're at 64 out of 70 buildings, so we're actually getting close to the cap there. Wood demand is fine. We've got enough for 392 days. Water, 729, and lastly, same thing with food. So we're doing pretty good. Workers 37 out of 40, so we're starting to reach our cap. She's been doing a lot of questing to try and increase our dynasty reputation so that we can increase the amount of workers and the like. But right now we've got about, looks like 5 pregnant women, and we've got a lot of open jobs too, which is great. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. And here's the farms. I'm on my horse here. But yeah, I've got an orchard here that has about 8 hop plants on it. And then I want to say 3 of each tree type: apple, plum, pear, and cherry, I think it is. And we've got our little farmstead over this way. This is the farm hut, farm shack, whatever it's called, and this is where they'll go to get their seeds and plant in the fields. I've got a total of 3 fields, 2 of which are being used. One is for Ida Lee, which she never uses.
I'll get to it eventually.
Yes, sure you will. We have a pigsty here. We have the chickens, I think, or is that geese? That might be geese, actually. That's chickens, I think. That's the honeycomb. It's the apiary, I think.
Okay.
That's the geese. And this fold will hold both sheep and goats, so you can do both. We usually buy 2 of each child, and they just grow up within a year. And then we've got cows over here, which are probably out roaming somewhere. And of course, you have to assign a worker to each of these buildings. And then over here, we've got our tavern. This is where you can go to make wine and juice. So you need hops and various fruits for that. You can actually put storages down, which is really cool. These are, I don't remember this in the older patches, but there's actually under decorations a variety of different storages that you can put down. Typically they cost plank though, so make sure you've got plank. We've got our barn here. We've got food storage, sewing hut, kitchen. We've got a couple of these excavation huts for clay and limestone, so we can upgrade our houses. Herbalist hut there. And I have no idea what that is. That's the builder's hut, I think. That's where they automatically repair buildings for me. And then another excavation hut. And then swinging around. This is just back to back, so we'll go this way. We've got one of two of these tree cutters for for wood and like logs and sticks. A blacksmith. We have an archer, like a hunting cabin. Resource hut over here. And again, most of these are like the highest level. Like this is a level 3 resource hut. That's why it looks different. We've got a level 3 wood shop here for making clay. The level 1 does not have a clay, whatever you call it. But the upgraded versions do. So there's that. And let me out. Let me out. I can't get out. Okay, let's do this. If you ever get stuck and you have the whistle, just exit the building. Oh, okay. Okay, it came out.
I can't even imagine the shenanigans.
Well, the other day I was through a door somehow.
Oh,
yeah. Bunch of houses. Stone houses. We prefer the look of the stone houses. The white is the upgraded version of it. It's with the limestone. Just makes it helps with the insulation. Our 2 stalls, and you can change what they sell. There's 4 different categories, and then you can choose what items within that category will sell automatically. You've got donkeys there for transportation. You can ride them with a saddle. There's the horses here. And I think this is just more houses over here. You can put down various decorations like benches and fireplaces, or not fireplaces, but little campfires there. There's one of the donkeys. So yeah, and then over here we've got our upgraded fishing hut. Fishing spears are kind of hard to come by. You need linen thread, so make sure you plant lots of flax as soon as you can in this game. Flax is super important for a lot of things. More resource storages, houses, but yeah, that's that. I'm not exactly sure what else to show off. Maybe I'll go up by the mine. So while I'm en route, are you enjoying this game so far? Like, what do you like and what don't you like about it?
I love this game. It's so chill. It's so relaxing. And you know me and quests. I'm obsessed with questing. And it feels like a dumbed down version of Skyrim, but still, like, really good, you know?
Agreed. I still think they could have made the management screen a bit more user-friendly. Like, I know how to use it because I've been playing this game for quite a while. But I wish there were, like, especially when it comes to placing tools. Like, for example, the woodcutter's hut needs axes in order to function. Otherwise, they won't cut down trees, and you won't get wood or sticks from it. Log, for example. You have to put these things, the stone axes, in their chests. Now, I as a test, I put them in the resource storage, and they don't take them from there. And I don't know if it's a bug or what, but when a building runs out of something, I have to go to that building and put more stuff in it. I just wish there was a better way, a more automatic way, to resupply these buildings with what they want without having to go to their buildings every single time they run out of something. Typically, I make 15, 20 of it just to appease them for a while. This mine is another example. Whenever you build a mine at an actual mine shaft on a mine itself, it opens up and you can actually mine out iron from it rather than just copper and tin. But you need pickaxes. So you have to throw a bunch of pickaxes in there, and that can be, again, annoying if the mine is far away. So whenever you're placing your first village, keep in mind that you can put buildings down in other places. Like, this is like an outpost of sorts, like I said. If I switch back to this filter, I've got about 4 buildings up here, and the bulk of our buildings are down here. So you can spread yourself out, but you still have to travel back and forth between them. So yeah, that's my only real complaint is, like, the larger your town gets, the more micromanagement that you have to deal with. It's not, and in my opinion, the UI and how to do certain things are not as user-friendly as they could be. Like, that's really my only complaint. She hasn't even messed with the management screen too much. Like, I've done all this. And
Yeah.
keeping track of, okay, they're pregnant, I got to replace them with this. And then they've got different skill levels for different things, so I got to watch for that. And then there's always those notifications in the upper left. That's a little anvil. So I have to come to the management screen, scroll down, and go, oh, the cow shed. What's wrong with the cow shed? Oh, there's no animals. Oh, wait, there are animals, but they're too young to get milk. So that means I've assigned 100% go get buckets of milk from this building. But it's saying, well, there's no animal yet because they're not old enough. So it's like there's a lot of steps to finding out what an error message really means. And sometimes it may not even give you an error message. These little notepad thingies are saying no assignments. Well, no one's working at these buildings. But if there was someone working at these buildings and they didn't have an assignment, it would not show up in the upper left as an error. So they may be sitting there waiting for instructions. You're expecting them to do something and produce resources, but they're not actually doing that because of reasons. So, like, again, I think the user interface and everything could have been better. But other than that, like, I love the changing of the seasons, just going through the meadows with the trees and watching the trees going from a green to a yellow like this is awesome. And then the snow in the wintertime and having to deal with cold and the like. That's fun. And I love the crafting progression in this game, in that recipes unlock the more skilled you become. So I love it that you can hunt if you get bored of something or go do this. I've never fished once in this game. I mainly just do the hunting. And I've never and ever since I got all these people, I haven't had to cut down a tree once yet. So you, in the first few years, you'll be doing everything yourself. But once you get like everything stabbed and they produce enough to manage your village, then you're good. One big tip I have to stress, it's like the developers changed the way that resources come in. Skill level is now an extremely, extremely important thing in this. And also the upgrade level of the building itself. For example, in the very beginning of the game, one of the first things you can put down is a hunter's hut. This thing. At level 1, you have a level 1's hunter's hut, and then you assign 1 or 2 people to it. And typically their skills are bad, like level 1, level 2. Sometimes you'll get lucky and get a level 3. But you're only getting like 2 or 3 meat per day, 1 fur, 1 leather per day. It's pitiful. And I'm like, how am I supposed to make money off of this? Or, just how do I feed everyone off of 2 or 3 meat per day? I had to go out and get the majority of the food, even though I had 2 hunters. Once I leveled the hunters building from level 1 to level 2, and I got their skills up there, but just over time, they just progressively got better. I'm actually bringing in a ton more resources now. As you can see here, my meat income is 39 per day. Leather is 28 per day, and fur is 20. That's with 1 staffed. I have a second one somewhere, a hunting lodge 2 that I'm not using yet, but I could assign people to it if I really needed to. But it's there for me to craft if I need to. But yeah, I mean, I could get more if I really wanted, but I'm now more than making enough. And that's mainly because I upgraded from a hunting lodge 1 to a hunting lodge 2. And their skills are much better. This is skill 5, skill 4. This is still 2 and 3. But still, it's still like way better now. So in the beginning of the game, if you're like, well, my hunters aren't doing anything, they're barely making anything. Well, once you get their skills up and once you get the hunting lodge upgraded, you'll see a huge jump. But I still think the developers should buff the starting resources a little bit. Like 1 fur and 1 leather isn't anything. You need at least 8 in-game days at that point to make 1 fur shoe, which is, that's nothing. So I still feel like balance in this game is a bit wonky in some places. But that's a quick note there. Anything else to mention? I know I kind of rambled on a lot about certain things, but What do you think of the map itself? Is it too big, too small? I feel like some of it's really empty.
Yeah, there's not enough life in the game. Like before, I still remember first playing this game a long time ago, and there was even less life. And at least they have some animals, they have some bandits, there's some camps, but it's really just a nature walk at this point.
Yeah, I
So,
was I was hoping to see more points of interest
mhm.
around the map, something I can interact with. Like I could just ride out to the upper right corner of the map, and there's like nothing out there. It's just empty land. So what's the point of going all the way out there? You know what I mean? Like I don't understand why you would do that.
Mhm.
Um, it's just to me, it just doesn't make any sense. So I would love to see more points of interest scattered around the map. On occasion, you come across, like I came across a flooded house, and in that flooded house was a chest that gave me copper, maybe like a couple of tools and some coin. Sometimes you'll come across an empty bandit camp and get a bronze axe. Like you said, you got that, some coin. But like, yeah, I feel like the map still feels relatively empty in comparison to a game like Skyrim, which every time you turn around, you're getting some kind of quest from something, or there's another village to explore. Like, this just feels very empty. And I know that's probably not the main focus of this game, but at the same time, like, in the later part of the game, I'm starting to run out of things to do other than just managing income that comes in via resources. Like the resource chest here, all of the things that my people are producing are being produced here. So miners are bringing in ore, and logs are coming in, sticks. My herbalists are gathering dandelions and daisies, and the field people have flax in here, flax seed, and I have to move these things to their individual buildings that they want. So it's like there's just a lot of micromanagement there. That's the only thing really keeping me busy at this point, and I really would have liked something else to do. We have not run into any King's challenges yet. I've been trying to talk to different people. I don't know if it's like a year. I don't know what year we're on, to tell you the truth. Year six. I
Wow.
expected to see, yeah, we're on year six, autumn year six. I expected to see King's quests. Maybe I'm just not talking to the right people. There is a message board that you can interact with, which is cool in town, but I have not seen anyone with a King's Quest or challenge.
It says that it's not implemented yet. They
Oh,
will implement it in the near future,
okay, so
but
that's something that's coming then.
no. Mhm.
Okay.
I'm always running, like, I never have time for anything because I'm constantly using resources to insulate houses, to upgrade work sheds, and I also want to max level all my skills, so I'm kind of doing things manually at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, with all the questing that I'm doing, oh, and back to what you were saying about there was so much empty land out there. Well, I was watching someone who actually took advantage of it, and they actually specialized. They made villages in different areas of the map and specialized things. Like there was a miners area, and then there was another one where it was just wood cutting area, and then another one where it was just like a an all female village with just sewing, and it was
Jeez.
really funny.
That's awesome, but at the same time, you run into the same issue where now you've got all these tools to deliver to this town so that they continue working. Unless they draw from the resource storage and I just missed it. But
Mhm.
like sometimes they'll run out of like, oh, I'm out of stone axes, but yet there's stone axes in the resource storage. Why aren't they using those? Now I
Mhm.
got to deliver those to their individual buildings. So like that's
Mhm.
awesome, but at the same time that would be very annoying. You have to
Yes,
keep
I agree.
I like having everything in one place so I can restock everything quickly
Mhm.
when the time comes, you know.
Yeah, too much micromanagement. I can see that for
Yeah.
sure.
So, all right. Well, I guess the video's gone on fairly long at this point. Anything else to
Mhm.
say about it before we ship out?
No, I still love this game. It's such a casual, um, fetch 'em. It's a fetch quest game.
To you, it's a fetch quest game.
Yes,
To
yeah.
me, it's It's more about the money. Like
Yeah.
my goal in this game is to create a successful town that makes me a bunch of money, and I just want to unlock all the recipes. And at that point, I have no idea. Like, I want to be able to talk to the king, squire, whatever, and be like, "All right, I'll accept your challenge." Oh wait, I just got to turn it in. Like, I want to be able to turn in a king's challenge as soon as I take it.
Hmm.
That's the point where I want to get to in this game. Like, I just want to be able to afford everything and do whatever I want.
Yeah.
But that's just like we have two totally different goals, but they're still fun. So,
Hmm.
all right, folks. So that was another quick look at Medieval Dynasty. Again, this is the Oxbow co-op map. Very different from the regular game. The quests are a little bit different. I've seen some repeats between the two, but yeah. All right. Well, this is Vincent Adeli. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all next time. Take care.
Bye, guys.